Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Corked Stats, baby. Fastest freaking show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. So, with your boy, Big Johnny Stud. Yo, you know the deal. Brooklyn, New York, as always, coming out that damn chair as always. Follow me up on Twitter at John Legaza Flow, sharper than a razor, baby. Same handle over on Substack. We are doing the thing. Check out the football stuff. If you are on the football side, now is the time of year you really need to update those best ball ranks pretty much every day. I'm doing it more than once a day. You need to do it at least once a day, or you're going to end up with fucking Higgins. You're going to end up with fucking Pearsall, and you're just throwing your money away right off the bat, saving you that $2 a week. Making changes, literally, I made them before bed, and when I wake up, it's literally going on in real time. Rise and fall of tabs, simulated the season, week one also. Baseball, of course, rocking round the clock tonight. Man, we took a fucking loss yesterday, huh? First loser in probably, it feels like a while, like a week or so. It wasn't that bad either. We had it too. LA, if the Angels' first five would have crossed, they were winning in the fourth. We could have had at least a flat day, maybe an up day, but that shit happens. I saw Jeff up in the comments. Good morning, mi gente. Trent, good to see you. Plus Sam, B.E., mi cielo. Rose Bebe, Josh Witt, how you doing, my friend? USMC, we salute you, kid. And Adonis, of course. USMC crushing the F3 totals lately. Might be pretty fucking sharp. Definitely a soft market. We already kind of have the modeling done. And I also think there's a first time through the order bonus. That would be something I would want to look at before I was attacking the F3. Some pitchers very good at getting out off the bat. Some pitchers not so good adjusting second time around. Anyway, do anything we do, me and you, the Corked Stats crew, baseball's version of 300. Give the book nothing. Take from that bitch ass everything. It ain't madness, baby.
This is Sparta!
Damn right. Enough of that shit. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in the mug. Abridged day today. But thanks to our new lovely banners, I'm just doing this show in order, right? I mean, thanks to that shitbag for trolling the hell out of me. This is one of my favorite new improvements. For people, if you're on the YouTube stuff, you can just scan big bubble letters at the bottom. You know exactly what we're up to. I'm still not crazy about the day slate, and I kind of need a day off from betting. I know Jeff said he was liking something in the slate today. Interesting. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I'm going to be leaning towards no action, but listen, if there's something kind of sticking out, stick out with the dick out, rock out with the cock out, hang out with the fucking wang out. We're going to do the thing we do. So, all right. Here we go. It's Mr. Michael McGreevy on the bump for the Redbirds. They're on the road, minus 112, slight favorites against Brady, the wedding singer, and the Redlegs. Man, McGreevy's been such an interesting case. He was overperforming all of his peripherals, disciplinary basket included. Then he kind of made that adjustment just as I was like, man, he can't keep getting away with this. So the overall stuff has been pretty brutal. However, he's been very good on the road. And then that pendulum swang back. Man, I don't know what to think of McGreevy. Sometimes you see him up there. He looks really sharp. Lately, it's been just the opposite. 6 ERA last 30, 6 expected, 175 ERA, single-digit KBB. Thanks, but no thanks. Maybe especially in that ballpark. Brady Singer gave us that little bit. He gave us that little pop in the middle of the season. I think he's kind of corrected in the wrong way. I'm not really digging any of this. Off to the offense as we go. Reds offense cannot figure out righties left. Lately, it's absolutely fucking crazy. They're batting 191 as a squad, approaching nearly 400 plate appearances. Yikes, man. 28K, 14.5 swing and strike, losing in zone. They have hit some home runs. And I guess that'll be the saving grace here. I've been digging the Cardinals offense this year. I feel like I've stayed a little bit higher on them than the field. Man, I'm feeling like a little bit of a wash here. I wish I was getting even money for the Cardinals on the road. I think the offensive stuff is just so poor for the Reds that no one's looking to back them. Cardinals bullpen's also been better than the Reds. Pagan, I saw my buddy Dave tweet about it. He was struggling. Velo was down, but it was like raining, and they said he kept pulling mud out of his cleats. So, like, maybe they're okay. I've been sketch on the Reds bullpen all along. Model likes the Cardinals for a win. I'm going to put that as a show pick. Hold on one second. I forgot to make my little column here. I know it's really helpful. Man, if I forget to put up the show picks, you bet your ass I'm getting DMs about that shit. So yeah, I think it's giving me the Cardinals. Singer has especially struggled with lefties. Burleson in a pretty good spot for that 2-hit run ribby. Next up, looks like Giants and Guardians. Oh wait, did I skip one? There it is. Blue Jays and Rays. Shane Bieber fever driving all the Canadian girls wild. Maple syrup soaked panties up on the stage when he's on the bump. Plus 150 underdog down in Florida to face Ian Seymour Butts and the flat fucking fish of Florida. Very heavy favorite. Model kind of backing it up. Ray's bullpen has struggled, and they have the emoji. Baker 2 of 3. Kelly, Wells, and Boozer all pitched 2 of 3. That bullpen is a little bit taxed. Now, Bieber has struggled. I like to give the old man some credit, but it's been ugly. What have we gotten? Like 1 or 2 good starts. I feel like, what is it? Maybe the first or the second start was incredible. And maybe since then, a little fugazi. Let's get under the hood with the game log really quick. Bieber, again, just at 48 2/3. You want to give him some time to kind of hit the groove. Usually for me, it's around like 40. I mean, it's been blow up or nothing. So, yeah, really. I mean, versus Tampa team at home, he went 7, gave up 1, walk none. Gets beat up by the Nats on the road. 5 2/3 at Houston, gets up 1, looks sharp. Then goes into Philly, gets his fucking anus prolapsed. Then he pitched the gem against my Yankees. And I think the year-to-date numbers are a little misleading for Bieber. Let's see if that's a home road thing. Yeah, kind of. He's been really bad on the road. I'm not sure I want to buy into that. Right? Old man with the presence, like he knows how to handle his business. The last 30 stuff's really brutal as Seymour has really kind of hit stride. So as much as I'd like to get into the Bieber stuff, I wonder if maybe our answer is in under. Right? That happens sometimes. When we end up liking a heavy favorite, but worried about scoring a little bit, right? Kind of intuitively, maybe leads you to an under. Ugh, totals are really low in this one. Looks like 4 and 7.5. I'm generally not swimming in those waters, especially when we have the bullpen emoji and you have the model over 7.5, like easily over 7.5. That's probably your sharp play today is going over 7.5. I worry a little bit because the Rays have hit it home, but losing that ninth frame and Toronto's offense, they scored a little bit yesterday, but that almost feels like a sell to rip situation. Toronto versus lefties has been one of the weaker splits in the league all year. Last 400 PAs, Blue Jays have 3 home runs. 3 home runs. 277 slug, 042 ISO, 564 OPS, 23 hard hit, that's worse than the league, 3.5 barrel, that's worse than the league. I mean, been pretty brutal for the Jays versus lefties. So, man, I was trying to make the bull case for Bieber. The play I probably like is the Rays just killing him. So I'm going to put Tampa run line because I'm seeing a plus 130 out there. And I just think the offense is much better. I like Tampa at home. I don't know. Maybe I'm full of shit. I'm just leaving it blank, man. I got to stop trying to talk myself even into these show picks if it's not, representative of the analysis. So maybe leave this one on the cutting room floor. I'm already getting to my no action, if you can tell. Next up, we got Giants and Guards, Landon, Rupa Loop on the bump. You could come too, man. Bring your green hat. He's a very heavy 170 dog on the road for the Gigantes, wind blowing in Forest City versus G-Dub, Gavin Williams, and La Guardian. Minus 184 for the Guards. I've been betting on the Guards all season, and I still never learned my fucking lesson. Waiting for the Guards to score is like trying to pass a fucking kidney stone. They get the leadoff man on second base in the 8th, go K, K, K. Oh, not that K, K, K. But they go K, 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 and fucking out. See you later, yo fucking motherfucker.
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, right in your fucking coolie. Awful, 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 awful. It's amazing after all this time. Like I hate the idea of people follow me and losing, even though I don't sell picks. I hate to fucking lose. I want to win every bet. And it was done to me the other day. Someone was like, "Yo, man, baseball season treating you rough?" I was like, "No, we're like up." And I guess that's the image that I put out there. Again, I don't give a fuck, but I like to be transparent. I also think there's more to learn from losers than winners. And I don't know. I think tweeting emojis every time you win a bet is fucking cheesy. So I've been betting on the guards, but not in this situation because I think Roop is representative. Let's call him representative. 431 ERA, 130 whip. But again, the indicator is much better than that. Man, I guess the command and control has gotten away from him lately. Maybe Roop's starting to slide a little bit more than I realized. We love the ground ball rate. We love the soft contact rates. Again, that's how you succeed as a heavy dog, right? In like an F5 spot. He's been okay on the road, not terrible. The last 30 has been really gross. Since it's an abridged slate, and this is a guy that I have bet on in the past, let's get under the hood for Roop really quick. Let's see what we can see. Sinker first, 34%. Yeah, kind of meh. But it doesn't really get bruised, so I'm about that. It doesn't get any whiffs, which we never like. Backs it up with a curveball. He throws to either-handed hitter. This is a very good pitch. Behind that is a curveball, slanted heavily towards the lefty. 7-mile-an-hour disparity with the big whiff plus the low contact. There's a lot to like under here. I mean, there's a lot to like under here. Honestly, it's really just command and control, which again is a quick way to a fail point. But when you're sinker balling, and it's not like the guards have been killing, right? Guards v righties doing anything but killing pitching right now. Giants not far behind him. They haven't hit for shit. And we love Gavin Williams. Man, lots of low totals here. Another 4 and 7.5. This one you could pitch me a case for the under 7.5. Right? The offenses are just fucking pathetic. Do we trust the bullpens in this scenario, though? Not sure. Neither one of them has pitched really well last 2 weeks. You see it on the board. I mean, 4.25 ERAs both ways, 145 whips are worth both ways, 11% walk rate or worse both ways. I don't generally go under the F5U4. It feels like a weak pick, especially both of these guys can go a little deep into games. Now I'm starting to wonder if we can get plus money on the F5. It's even. And again, even though I think that bet wins, okay, right? So I think Giants even money playing to a tie is a strong bet. I don't like the 70-cent penalty on it. I'm fenced on this one also. This feels very much like, in fact, the total since we posted. I hung these totals right before I launched. It's now down to 7. And it's like, I don't really want to go over, but I think that's the play. What's going on in the comment section? Sam, good to see you, of course. Jeff, Cards and Reds, both teams score 2. I like that also. Plus money, Pap, good to see you. Man, I don't know. What do we think about this one, everyone? Caleb G, good to see you also. Double down. Man, comment section getting flooded. Appreciate you. It's because of you. We got the show fucking monetized. I'm not sure what that means. I'll probably get a fucking bag of Cracker Jacks in fucking 30 days, but who knows? It's been such a fucking slog trying to get approved. But, such is life in the big city. I really don't have a fucking play here. I really don't. I don't have much of it. I think, again, this feels like settling, and I'm not necessarily live on this. But, yeah, I think it's the San Fran F5. I think you're talking about a fucking plus 160. You hate to go against Gavin. So it's either that big plus money F5, looking to kind of scratch one across, or, you're on the F5U4. Neither one of those do I really love. Shaping up to be a little bit of an ugly day in the betting streets. That's fine. I have no problem taking off Thursday. We have a big betting weekend in front of us. Next up, Braves at White Sox. Grant Holmes on the bump for the Bravos, leaving the dirty as a minus 108 slight favorite, heading down to the shitty part of town in the Windy City. Look out for those fucking Southsiders, yo. Anthony, every kiss begins with K on the bump for the Pale Hose. They're even money. If you've noticed, we have another one of these board plays. Orange. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be something with orange, right? It's an orange tang play, right? But this is like the flip side. We don't generally get this. I guess that would be an override, meaning, in case you're wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, the orange box in the Algo indicates a 3.5 team total. Generally, when one team has a 4.5, like the Braves, and the other team has a 3.5, like the White Sox, and the price for the favorite is inside minus 130, we're generally on those. And not just like generally agreeing. I find myself betting those more times than not. If I was setting like parameters, right? Like automated parameters, I think I'd have an override if the underdog was favored, in which case is here. So that has me thinking that we either like the money on the White Sox. Damn, MGM just flipped that team total to 4.5, but it's also plus 125, which means you could definitely find a 3.5. I was going to say if the over 3.5 for the White Sox team total was fairly priced, that'd probably be a nice spot to go. I'm not really buying whatever the fuck it is Holmes is selling. I don't think he should be a favorite against anybody. 3.96 ERA is papering over the 139 whip, and you could find those vulnerabilities in all the indicators. There's not a single one below 4.5. Single digit KBB, 26 CSW. He's been wild, not getting ahead. He's kept the ball down. I guess it's not extreme, but he's getting hit hard and giving up home runs. I'm not really into Holmes. I mean, I don't know why we would be. K has been okay. Anthony's been okay. Sorry. The dad jokes come free with the fucking live stream, yo. You get what you get and you don't get upset like I tell the kiddies. I mean, K's not great, but I think he might be the better pitcher here. You know, the Braves have done a little bit of damage against lefties. It's flawed, but they've hit him. You know, you're getting home runs, you're getting slugged without K, hard hit shit through the roof, kind of. Elevation is in check. White Sox offense, eventually, I'm going to have to stop doubting them. They just kind of get it done. But I think this is a decent matchup against Holmes, right? Lack of chase, lots of pull, extra base hits. I think that's what you need to do is just put the stick on the ball because you're getting damage when that's happened, as we described before. I mean, both bullpens are kind of struggling, and I wonder if maybe we should be thinking about the over here. I didn't even notice the total. It's at 8.5. Let me double check really quick. This feels like it's something we could maybe get down to an 8. I'm not sure, though. I guess the offenses might keep us in that 8.5 range. 8.5 is minus 115, so that's feeling like pretty sturdy as far as price goes, right? Minus 115 is not an indicator it's going to go down to 8 anytime soon. So I just got like the White Sox to win, I guess. You know, or the over. Maybe I just want to get super frolicky, and it's like if the White Sox win, they had to hang runs, and then without trusting K either, you know, you could go White Sox and the over is whatever plus 260, and I kind of like that. But if we're just straight betting, give me the Sox to win at home, even money on the Braves, and like I said, if not, it should be a run scoring game here. Next up, looks like A's at Royals. House of Pain, Gage, jump, on a bump for the Elephants balancing on beach balls. Plus 125 dog on the road. Down in KC to face Randy Dobnak. The books do not know how to price this fucking series. Yo, shame on me. Shame on me. We were calling this very thing out the entire series. We actually bet the Barnett F5, of course. That one, finger meets Cooley. But it gets us off it. And the rest of them are fucking good. And I think we have another. This one is a smash, right? I had my worries about fucking Springs with good reason, but that was never part of the concern. The idea was never like these guys are great. It was more they shouldn't be a plus 165 fucking dog against the Royals, who kind of suck. Royals also lost Jack Haggs yesterday. So this is like another F5 fucking smash. I can't believe we're getting plus money for Gage Jump. Not to push back all and ever, right, on my Source Network crew. But they were trying to dunk on me for this one last time. I was the only one backing Gage Jump on the road. And he's a Caleb G says finger meets Cooley. You better get used to a finger in the Cooley if you're going to bet on baseball. Nikki Chef, all the way from sunny Singapore, says Baloney Sandos. Oh yeah, I'll be shaking my titties. Sign up for the fucking Substack, yo. Don't be a cheap bitch your whole life, so I don't have to resort to the full Monty again, selling myself. Oh man, what a world! What a world. Okay, so Gage Jump again. He's taking strays, but one, I was pointing out a couple things. One, very unlucky. 72 left on base, 332 BABIP is unlucky. He doesn't get barreled. He doesn't give up homers. And then you see the home and road stuff, right? When you have a guy who pitches on the fucking moon, like Jump in Sacramento in a AAA park, you have to split that stuff. Gage Jump on the road, 6 ERA, 166 whip. Gage Jump, I'm sorry, that was at home. Gage Jump at home, 6 ERA, 166 whip. Gage Jump on the road, 260 ERA, 118 whip, 19.5 KBB. Meanwhile, Dobnak is a fucking Fugazi, yo. It's a Fugazi? How do you know it's a Fugazi? You looked at it for fucking 2 seconds. Well, Don the jeweler says he's a fucking Fugazi. I'm not buying this shit at all, right? We're not buying this at all. A's probably have the better offense. If not, it's at least kind of on par. I do think they win this one, but man, the A's bullpen is impossible to back. They also have the bullpen emoji. Alvarado back-to-back, 3 or 4. Scott. Oh, I got this one. Hold on. Scott blew it.
You blew it. You blew it.
You blew it. You blew it. You blew it. You blew it. So they're fucking ass. And you just can't back the A's right now to win a full game. But you can absolutely bet on Gage Jump for 5 innings. This is my favorite play. I have to bet this. If we only have one play today, this will be it. I got to get a piece of that ace. A piece of that ace. You know what I'm saying? Next up. We got Mariners. We got Brewers. It's the pickle George Kirby on the bump for the M's plus 120 dog down in Cheesetown to face Robert Premium Gasser and the Brew Crew, minus 127 at the crib. Man, Kirby getting no fucking respect. We hit this one yesterday, based purely on Logan Gilbert plus money F5. Okay. So you could see after the 22-0 rout, people kind of overreact. Kirby is a better pitcher than Robert Gasser. I feel like we know that. Maybe there's a little bit of a Spider-Man gif going on here, right? Lower K's, really good control. However, right, but that big fucking shaking ass. Wait a minute. I mean, Kirby's much better with the elevation stuff. I mean, and induces 6 points more chases, and he's been far more unlucky with the batted ball stuff. I don't know, man. Are we really going to do this? I have trouble with the home road stuff. I really do. That's why I don't model it. It doesn't correlate. It doesn't test out. Whether or not it's the case might be a thing. Maybe guys, the old guy at home, he's got his foam roller. He wakes up, his fucking wife puts it on him in the morning or something like that. He's getting the afternoon delight, skyrockets in flight, gets on the bump and shoves. Maybe other guys go on the road. Kirby's out there fucking partying, banging broads, banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Players gonna get a drink. You straighten my Kirby out? So I don't know, man. I struggle with this. People putting the cart before the horse for the Brewers. Gasser has been okay, but he's certainly vulnerable. Then it comes down to the offenses, and, this is where they're both riding the damn struggle bus. Are we really pushing the Brewers versus righties? Last 2 weeks has been shitty. I guess they're clicking up a little bit. I mean, it looks like it could be BABIP driven. They're taking walks because they don't swing. That's not going to help you versus George Kirby. So, like, to me, that's the skeleton key against the Brewers is finding guys that fill the zone because their whole key is, oh, we're not going to fucking swing. We're going to take everybody deep. We're going to get into the bullpens early. This is like old school Yankees, like late 90s, early 2000 Yankee stuff. But at the same token, those Yankees hit for more power. Again, it's starting to pop a little bit. Do you really buy it? I don't know. You can see the home run stuff is like a little bit low. I mean, Mariners versus lefties is another one of these truly weak splits, but they've gotten home runs, right? And that's, I think, what we're looking for. I just think the price is a little off here. Seattle's bullpen has been ass, and even if Milwaukee comes back to overtake them, I think I have the same play. I wonder if the Seattle bullpen numbers is kind of pulling, right, all the pricing is pulling the ML price, which it should, but I think maybe it's pulling a F5 price that it shouldn't. I mean, Kirby's going 5, right? You got to think about that. Kirby's going 5. So yeah, you're getting plus money on Kirby. I'm going to bet this one also today. A couple of plus money bets. Again, I truly believe that's how you win at betting the baseball. Next up, it's the bad guys. New York Yankees on the docket. Garrett Old, Nat King Cole on the bump. Fuck that one up. Wind blowing in Baltimore. They face Kyle Horse Bradish and the Orioles. They're plus 116. Model is really like right on the nose, which I guess means there's an argument for the Orioles to win this one, especially the Yankees have the emoji. Bednar unavailable, back-to-back 3 or 4. Hedrick back-to-back 38 pitches, probably unavailable. Cruz back-to-back 22, maybe. Blackburn back-to-back 36, probably not. So, Yankees bullpen that we've liked as a carrying tool all year, I think is going to be a bit hampered. Cole has been phenomenal. He's been an ace. People are shitting on him. I get the swinging stuff is missing. Again, a lot of those manifest in foul balls, and I think that is not sticky. Garrett Cole has a tremendous track record of success, and we're seeing it. So it's even like, oh, man, he sucks. He's been awesome. 21 KBB, 32 balls, 67 first strike. We love all of this. Yes, sometimes the fly balls turn to home runs. 11 home runs and 86 and 2/3 is a 1.1 homer 9. It's not bad. Now, over to Bradish, he's been a little bit more disappointing for the fantasy herbs like myself, who were kind of billing this guy as an SP1 coming into the season. There are definitely nice starts in there, but the four-seamer has fallen off a cliff. The command and the control is fucking terrible. The rest of everything does check out, but if you're offering free passes, you're going to be in trouble. Against the Yankees offense, I don't know, but Bradish hasn't been good last 30 days. This one is, again, a little bit of a mystery. Yankees offense is just so disappointing. They're doing the sellout thing now, right? They're firmly selling out. 209 average, 28% K, last 320 PAs, but they're not chasing and just going for it all. 32 fly ball, 44 pull. Remember, that's the split stuff, because it comes late, is third party. Those are different than FG. But all the pulled balls, all the hard hit balls, all the barrels you could ask for. But to give you an idea of how xWOBA is not a damage metric, right? We talk about that every so often. Yankees with the shitty xWOBA despite the power stuff, because they're not getting on base, right? You got to get on. Got to take walks. Orioles, on the other hand, the power has really come along. They're really starting to hit home runs. They're taking walks. Not like Cole is offering passes. But, man, if you got a home run pitcher and a home run team as a dog with the struggling Yankees offense, I mean, this one feels like maybe the Orioles are the play. Model's got it right on the nose. Let me check the price really quick. Hate to go against my Yankees and Cole, but, again, he is susceptible to the ball, to the long ball. At points, just as the fly ball rates are so elevated, right? He's not going to, again, to that track record, he's not going to come off his style of pitching is what he does. First 5 is plus 110 for the Orioles. And then it's like, shit, if we're actually going to bet the Orioles, should we go after the wounded Yankee bullpen at home? The answer is probably yes. Especially if we're banking on like the Bradish good start. he's going deep in those good starts. Let's bring up the fucking game log 1 second. Again, I know I was kind of pegging him as a disappointment, but there is crazy talent there. Quality starts each of the last 2. And again, when it's good, it's really good. He's gone at least 7 innings, 5 out of 24 times. Like, that ain't bad. He's had double-digit strikeouts twice already this year. So there were true money starts in the equation. Hate to fucking do it. But I think with the Yankees offense and the bullpen on the ropes, I think Baltimore comes down with this one. Give me Baltimore with the win. I'm also kind of on the under, but it's not as convincing, let's say. Next up, we've got Nats and Nats and what I got? Nats and Rangers. I can read. Me so smart. Remember, people, support good people doing good work. This shit takes a mountain of work. I never miss a day. Sick, rain, shine, no matter what. If you can find it in your heart to support us, just $2 a week, get your 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box. You get the last month for free if you sign up all at once, and it includes all the football data. I'm not going to get to it today. Thursday is my busiest day. I'm going to get to it this weekend. Not that you give a shit if you're already subscribed, but I put in so much new stuff. I have to redo my pinned post on Substack. You got to see it. The team level data for NFL stuff is fucking crazy. The differential stuff is crazy. How about here? 2 things that cannot exist. You cannot be a serious NFL bettor at any level. I mean, fucking mean this. And for all the times I'm milquetoast and wishy-washy, you cannot be serious NFL bettor, prop bettor at all, and not understand the value of the sheet. Those 2 things are not in line. Because if you're a serious NFL bettor at all, you're betting $100 a game. So for one juiced loss, right, $88 gets you the whole year. How much fucking time do you say? I mean, again, I hate glazing my own stuff, but they've gotten so good. I'm seriously really, really proud of them. And I don't think enough of the baseball people check it out. You know, I'm kind of a baseball guy, and I have no motion in fantasy football streets. By the way, I'm hosting America's longest running fantasy football radio show, iHeartRadio. Check out Fantasy Football Weekly. I took over for a long-standing crew. Again, it's been on 31 fucking years. So I sometimes I don't feel like it's my show. But man, I've been there a year now, you know, and I guess it's mine. I'm weird. I'm not, you know, as for brash and obnoxious as I am, I try not to be arrogant. But yeah, like I know my shit in football. So check out the fantasy football content. I don't know. People just don't care about my fantasy stuff. I should just start doing betting. I think there's probably more of a avenue for me there. Again, I simulated the season. I simulated the first week. So yeah, so just support this shit. Don't be a fucking cheap bitch. Quick shot up into the comments before we do the last 2 games. Josh Dubb, yeah, echoing my sentiments on the Yankee bullpen. He still thinks they win. Should be a good game. So maybe does that mean you're leaning on the under maybe? Yo, me Cielo, I forgot to shout you out. Good to see you, kiddo. Appreciate you, yo. Leachy saying to you, greetings and salutations. Me Cielo says, if you knew how much time I've been putting into studying your spreadsheets, John, my God, appreciate it. Also, right, so like, that's a testament to the time saved. Josh, you just fucked me up here. I don't understand the sheet. What don't you understand? You know, again, not to call you to the carpet, man, but like we don't accept that, right? We don't do that here. I don't understand it. What don't you understand? Do you want to understand that we can help you understand it, right? That's what we do, right? This is a swinging door, right? Or also can't afford $100 bets. Don't worry, it's fine. You don't need to be a serious NFL bettor. We're going to be doing reception ladders for the poor folk, where you know a couple bucks could make your fucking weekend, man. And yeah, Misel's correct. Doesn't matter what your unisize is. You can take it seriously. And I guess maybe I misframed it, but I meant like in the grander scheme, right? In a grander scheme, like if you consider yourself a serious NFL bettor, and I'll apologize for the misframe. I just don't think anybody out there that's betting less considers themselves a serious NFL bettor. Because if you were, if you thought you had any kind of edge and could profit in the toughest market, then you'd be doing just that. Yeah, Josh, legit, pound us with the questions, man. Pound us with the questions. That's what we do. I'm sure your questions are good questions, and it might be things that I failed to kind of explain. So yeah, we're all about improving here. All right, here we go. It's Andrew Alvarez and the Nacionals. They're on the road in Texas to face Jake the Snake DeGrom. Is DeGrom is he on a broken routine? I feel like they mentioned that. He's been cleared to start Thursday after the tricep. How long was this fucker out for? 8-13. Oh, so okay, it was like it's broken routine, but it wasn't IL. Yo, Pod DJ, and appreciate you. Baseball and bomb rip season continues. Garden City, Colorado. Yo, I appreciate you too, man. Smash the like button, you filthy animals. Yeah, Jeff, me too. I hate losing, bro. I hate losing. Even if you're a small player, that's fine. Again, I hope that didn't come across as unit shaming. I just doubt anyone betting that, and I could be wrong, is like, I am a serious NFL bettor. I mean, because the first pushback you're going to get is, well, what kind of money are you moving into these markets? 2 plus money, to your point. Again, this is a really good conversation. I like these. Plus money pap on regarding small units. If I hate losing $10, I can't imagine 100 or 1,000. Yeah, correct. What you guys are talking about is being responsible. And here's a great lesson for you. Incoming legit lesson. What obviously one of the questions that you always get when you're teaching people how to tout, or when I was learning how to derivatives trade, is like, how much should I be betting? And I got the best fucking piece of advice when I was younger. Of course, it depends, right? The lawyer answer, it depends. But to keep it real with everybody, how do you really know? It's the second you don't give a shit about it. That's the correct answer. If you place the straight bet, not granted, right? Not a lotto pick where you're going to be sweating a tremendous outcome. No. Straight betting we're talking about. The second you're sweating the outcome, fuck, need to win. It's too much. The second you're like, it's part of the plan. I bake it in. I don't care. That's correct. So it's not a number, a nominal number, right? It's not like a total, because everybody's account is different. And to be completely clear, when I first started, I didn't have to, but I started as a $2 bettor. There was a point with FTN before markets were offering 4%, annual yields, that I needed that 4%. When I was with FTN that first year, I was rolling like fucking $3,500 a fucking night, maybe more. I started with a 100K bankroll using, the same risk allotment I taught you. Try not to go over. You never go over 5%. That's why anyone that says they have a 5% play is a fucking jerk. It's a loser. You're a loser. You can't do that. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Maybe for NFL, because the event occurrence is different, meaning trading derivatives or baseball, which are similar. There's a lot of overlap because they're every day. You can't be betting like 30% of your stack. You're going to go to zero. So I set the daily allotment and work back. 3.5% is right where I like to be. I'm more comfortable around 2, over to 3%, because I always worry about losing everything. And a 3.5% loss in your account is fucking devastating. And yeah, I hear you. But I didn't care at that point, because it was, that's the business. This is the business we've chosen. You know what I mean? So it just, it all depends, man. But don't bet any more than you're uncomfortable betting. That's the real piece of advice. And also, I would say the converse of that, don't be afraid to scale up, which is also why I like percentages, because percentages move, right, in both directions. Meaning if you're betting 3%, it's more as your account grows without you over leveraging, right? Without you extending your confidence even. You're just staying within the fucking pattern. To me, that's how I like to rock and roll, being very conservative, being very stringent in my plan. And you can see we're grinding our fucking dicks off. We're at a couple of percentage ROI, which again, I think is ridiculously impressive considering I hand out the fucking model to hundreds of people and then put it on fucking YouTube for another fucking few hundred people. Anyway, we got to get into DeGrom and whether or not we're buying this is a broken start, right? I don't know. He didn't go on the IL. He had a couple extra days rest. Could that help the old man? I mean, DeGrom's in the middle of a really nice season. I know he was struggling a little bit last couple starts. You got to forget that shit. Forget that shit. We're talking about a guy, he threw 121 innings. He has a 117 whip. He has a sub 1 whip at home with a 27 KBB, 23.5 KBB for the year, 16 swing and strike, 30 CSW. This is what we back. Okay. Those are the things that matters. Alvarez, man, has been interesting because I've seen him pitch. And at times you're like, ooh, there might be something here. And then there are times he goes out there and I'm like, oh, fudge. So let's take a quick look at Alvarez because there might be a case for an under. There might be a case for, a run line here on Washington. Let me take a look, see. I mean, no real draft capital, 27 years old. This is his first real shot in the bigs. He did pitch a little bit last year and was very good, kind of earning this spot. Walks have been an issue the whole way. We love the ground balls. We love the home run rates. So Alvarez off the bat, kind of doing some things that we like. Remember, he's a kind of a tall left-handed guy. He goes curveball first, which we like. It's an excellent pitch. I mean, 243 X-Lug, 33 whiff on the curveball from Alvarez, featured about 30% use. We like that. Now, that's to kind of cover the four-seamer, which also has performed pretty well. He doesn't really get whiffs, so I'd imagine the movement profile is pretty shitty. The movement profile is pretty shitty. Too much sink, not enough arb side run. But when that's the case, what we like to see is you throw it less. However, guys like him with poor command and control, you can see where they get bruised on it. Then he goes with a slider, which gets whiffs but misses entirely too much. I mean, the contact stuff on the secondaries is not great. He has to polish that. So Alvarez feels like he might be a next year guy for me. Yeah, last 30 days, the whip is good, but a 517 Sierra, 5% KBB. I'm not like out on Alvarez as a gas can, but I'm not really buying it. Rangers offense is starting to come around. I mean, whenever they're healthy, they're going to be okay. They were just one of those teams all year that, I mean, again, it's like with the 49ers, when you have all injury-prone old guys, you can't be surprised when they're hurt. But when this team, is Seager, Langford, Nimmo, and even Carter and Berger are in there, Danny Jansen is back. So Texas offense is at least representative. Nats offense has been, man, a fucking struggle since they made all those moves, and you lose James Wood, who's like my personal guardian angel. Man, sucks. Every fucking year with baseball, every fucking year this shit happens. Hold on, give me 10 seconds to fucking complain. How the fuck does this happen every fucking year? I drag a shit ton of teams into the playoffs, and then literally on the first fucking day, everyone goes down. Everyone goes down. The first day of baseball playoffs, James Wood went down. 2 days later, Kyle Stowers went down. A couple days after that, Hunter Goodman went down. And now Kettle Marte is down. Legit, my 4 highest rostered players. Those were all the steals, right? We were obsessed with Wood, where he was going in the second, third. Obsessed with Wood. Obsessed with Goodman, where he was going. Had him everywhere. Same for Stowers, same for Marte. Motherfucker, man. Tough game. It's a tough game. There's nothing you can do. I can't believe it. I'd be surprised if I get anybody through into like quarterfinals. What a disgrace after the monster regular season ahead. Monster regular season. You don't have enough. There aren't enough offensive spots to cover over that many guys. Even losing Wood is disastrous. Forget Wood, Stowers, Marte, Goodman. Those are infielders, outfielders. You're ruined. So, cry me a fucking river, fatty. What could you do? Is what it is. Rangers bullpen's been pretty shitty. Nats bullpen's actually been good, which is funny. Like, go figure. The Nats bullpen's been very hard to predict all year. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. You could spin this to me anyway. Model likes the over. If this one is 7.5. and we're dinging DeGrom, even at, again, I was just pumping him up, but even if we're dinging him at 10%, 7.5 is the answer. I'm not going to bet it. Like I said, Alvarez worries me, and DeGrom worries me. The delay on his start worries me, but I do think the 7.5 is a little bit too low. All right, last but not least, let's get the fuck out of here. Of course, the show didn't go fast because I have to run my stupid fucking mouth all the time. It's Angels, it's Astros. This series has kind of trolled me a little bit. That was so brutal yesterday. That was so brutal. Now Mike Trout is down also. Keep an eye on that. It's Grayson Rodriguez on the bump for the Angels who, he stunk. And then if I'm not mistaken, he's put together a couple gems. And I think I've just been the idiot that has poorly timed Grayson Rodriguez, but he's a 160 dog on the road in Houston against Peter Lambert, who we really like. Though I'm not sure Peter Lambert should be a minus 193 favorite to anybody. Granted, he's been really good. We were one of the first people on him. Shout out Toasty. And Rodriguez has been horrendous. But there still is such a thing as a price. Yeah, the game I was referring to with Rodriguez was at Baltimore. He went 7, gave up 2, walked 1, struck out 6. But then Miami got him for 3. He walked 4. KC got him for 3. He only has completed 4 innings each of the last 2 and 3 of the last 5. The strikeouts are starting to come along with some of the walks, along with the earned runs. At least, 2 earned runs are like 9 straight or something. So it's kind of hard to back. Rodriguez, who at one point was the most highly touted prospect in the country, he's just not getting calls stuff over. He's not getting ahead. Plus, he's been very unlucky. But you combine all those things like free passes with bad luck, plus a bad elevation profile. He's up in the zone. He's getting hit hard. He's getting barreled, giving up too many home runs. He has no answer for lefties. And the Astros, last I checked, have fucking Jordan Alvarez. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Pena doesn't play. Not sure how much that's going to move the needle for us. Yeah, Sam, your pitching's all on the injured list for the baseball playoffs. Yeah, brother, I hate it, man. Josh is passing on this game. And then Plus Money says Urania burned me last night. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable. Nola gemmed me yesterday, and I wasn't expecting it. Josh says I'm going to get my lick back to the same bet. Astros TT 3.5. Is that? Ooh. Oh, and parlayed with an Alvarez hit run ribby. Oh, that's a kind of an interesting spin. Astros could get you there 4.5 minus 115. I'm not sure what that's priced at, but I could see how that goes. I like the correlated stuff. And again, you have all the split workers there, right? Grayson struggles versus lefties. Alvarez is the fucking damn GOAT. So you can see how that works. All right, everybody, that'll do it. Appreciate you for watching the show. Like and subscribe. That shit matters more than it should. Check out the football stuff. I'm going to come with the betting stuff, like I said. I've been having technical issues hosting guests. I had to put that on delay. I pay for fucking StreamYard, and they don't have an answer for me. It's your connection. I'm like, you asshole. I pay for the most expensive plug-in 5G Ethernet that the world has to offer. I'm in New York City. I'm in Brooklyn. Trust me, I am paying my fucking pound of flesh for this internet. There should be no interruptions, and it's hard plugged. And my guest is coming in solid. I'm going fuzzy. I don't know if anybody saw it. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I mean, I'm already fucking gross to look at. I try and make the show at least halfway decently produced. I don't have the glitz and glamour of other people. I don't have a producer. I'm doing the best I can with what little brains and talent the good Lord gave me. So support the show so I can get a producer. Right? I don't know. It says I got notifications super chats are up. I don't know what the fuck that is. No one needs to do that shit. I don't ask for tips. I think whatever you're going to tip me, I think you should, subscribe to the Substack. And I mean, you could gift a fucking something to me. Same thing. Don't give it to me. Give it to someone else. Right? Give it to me and someone else. I think that's what I mean. If you want to tip me, let's help someone at the same time. If you insist on going further with it, which I don't ask for, let's help somebody out. There's people who, people not as fortunate as everybody. So, all right, everyone, take care. Mi cielo, and good luck to you too. Appreciate everybody for real, yo. You guys are the bet. Oh, that bet is plus 100 for Josh. I hear that. I think I might prefer the minus 115 just to not need 2 outcomes, but 1,000 ways to skin a cat without scratching his asshole. All right, enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Double check those fantasy football ranks. They're hot and heavy. And I'm going to be bringing the smoke this weekend. Got to do some foosball content. Remember, when you work this freaking hard, the winning feels a lot